tell us a little bit of history about the Legion Sport Festival show.
Sure. The Legion actually started in 2014 as the Ferrigno Legacy. When we started out, we wanted to have this, we had this dream of having a really large IFBB Pro League event that would evolve into a multi-sport fitness expo and really like a big vendor experience. Really like the West Coast Arnold kind of feel. I think at the end of 2017, the Ferrignos and I, our visions changed, and I proceeded with the Legion Sports Fest, which I actually like the concept a little bit better because it focused more on people finding their individual superpowers, really becoming their best. And since that move, it's really blown up. We were in Long Beach for 2 years, but this year with COVID, we decided to move it out of Long Beach, California to Reno, Nevada. Never guessing that we'd still be under a 50-person event capacity in all of Nevada. So this year it's actually moved to an outdoor location at a ski resort up at Lake Tahoe, and it's come together in a really cool way in a beautiful location, and we're going to make the event work out pretty well.
Wow, so you're going outdoors then. That's really exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing how that pans out. So tell us about what pro events you'll be having at the Legion Sport.
So this year at the Legion Sports Fest, we're going to have Pro Open Fitness and really the biggest Pro Masters event in the world. Originally this event was going to have many more open divisions, but with the move and the loss of sponsorship, it wasn't something we were able to pull off this year. But what was really cool was we put it out there that, hey, we've lost our sponsors. We need some help. And so many athletes reached out to us with leads for sponsors to try to save their division. And we did have one sponsor come through called Cap and Tap. And she gave us $10,000 so that we could have Pro Open Fitness this year.
Fantastic.
And of course, we are still going to have the Pro Masters, every single Masters class.
Oh, fantastic. So it's going to be, really, that in my eyes, there hasn't really been a huge Masters show really since the 2006 with the World, and obviously before that it was the Masters Olympia. So you're bringing Masters Pro back to the IFBB Pro League.
That's really the goal, is to grow this into an Olympia type event for Masters athletes. And I have a multi-year plan where we're going to start to incorporate a point system. We're really going to see what kind of traction it gets this year and start exploring the logistics of a point system. Because I believe that something like that would create a platform for there to be more Masters shows and to see Masters shows even better attended for all promoters throughout the country and the world. Yeah. So, one of the challenges we have on the Open Pro side is it's hard to pay for it, and it's hard to get a lot of people there. But I think using this, we can make it work for the promoters in a big way. And if it works for the promoters and the sponsors, then it's going to work for the athletes.
Well, I've seen some very, very good Open Pros turning pro as Masters and then competing in the Open Pro and doing very, very well. So that sounds really exciting. So Now your shows are really well known for the size of the Expo. Tell us about the Expo this year. How's that going ahead?
Well, this year, obviously it's a little scaled back, given, it's a COVID year. But it's still going to have, several dozen sponsors there. You're not going to see the big booths like we normally would. Last year we had Rain and Monster bringing in these giant booths. In this outdoor environment, that's not so practical. But I expect about 60 or 70 vendors still this year. Normally we'd have 200 to 300, but I'm really happy to have that kind of turnout still in a year like this. And we get a lot of new people coming in who have a lot of energy. They see the energy of our event. Yeah. They see the vision of our event, and they come in, and there's a lot of new products getting offered out there, as well as some of the standards that we all know.
Good. So tell us about some of the significant past winners. I've got Dave Henry in my head. I've got Brandon Curry, Sean Clarida. Any other memorable ones that of note in the Legion Sports?
Sure. Nathan Diasha won in 2015, I think. Josh, whose last name I can't pronounce, from Australia.
Nathan Diasha's first pro win.
Oh, yeah. And he looked phenomenal that year. And now we've had some. It's fun to kind of look back and see people who weren't really a big deal yet having become a big deal. I mean, I think my favorite year was definitely when Brandon and Cedric were up against each other. That was a pretty exciting year. Steve Kuklo competed there. I have a couple others that I know are big names that
Ronnie
that
Raquel.
we've seen. Yes. So yeah, it's turned out to be a good show, and next year we're going to be in full force. We're already, what the benefit of COVID-19 is we did a scaled back show this year, but it's allowing us a little more bandwidth to prepare for what we're going to be able to do next year, which is much bigger than we had anticipated for this year.
I absolutely love your superhero theme. What was the thought process behind that?
It goes back to finding your inner superhero. We struggle through our days and we, as bodybuilders, we all want to be a superhero, essentially. I mean, I wanted to be He-Man. I don't know about you, if you're an 80s kid that you wanted to be He-Man, girls want to be Barbie.
I'm not sure you've got the hair for He-Man, mate.
No, I know. Well, I didn't know that was going to, when I was 9 years old, I absolutely had hair.
Wow. Okay.
It was almost the same. But I think that's that serious end of it where we work hard and we do try to be something special, but it's also, it's really fun. Superheroes are fun. It incorporates the whole family, and now we're turning our winners into superheroes, and they love it. And what we call them and we say, tell us about yourself outside of bodybuilding. What are the things that you like? And you saw the David Henry ones. He's like, I like guns. So he's got a gun on his back and bullets. And the one with Arash that we just put out, he's like, well, I did a bunch of martial arts. So we did that theme for him.
Street Fighter.
We did Danny Hester. He kind of has a Bruce Lee look. So they all reflect the personality of the pro who got to be a superhero.
And of course, you have Batmanian in attendance every single year.
Yes, Batmanian, and I want to say, for the record, I coined that phrase,
oh,
Batmanian. They're all
I'm upset with you. I'm upset with you because I love Batman.
It's been fun. There's now a little bit of a competition between some of the other promoters. I don't know if you saw who can bring it, make the biggest Batmanian, give it the biggest intro, and it's war. It's a war out there with us. It's a great kind of war.
No, I really like that. I've spoke to the artist and I told him you're very, very talented, and is the way he's kind of depicted all the different winners of the Legion Sport. I think he's done an absolutely fantastic job. Absolutely amazing. So, is it winners only to qualify for the Olympia? And what are the point system for the Legion Sport?
Yeah, it's winners only, and we're a higher level points tier. So we're tier 3, which puts us one step above, most of the normal shows. So I think the other shows are like the Vancouver Pro. There's a couple others, but I know Vancouver and a few others are also a tier 3. So essentially, you get more points, for 2nd through 5th, and it's double or so, something like that. I'm sorry, I don't know right off the top of my head.
Good. And of course, you've got the MPC Amateur Qualifier. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, that's a really cool new addition this year. As we've added the NPC National Qualifier, something we wanted in the past. When we were in Southern California, it didn't really make sense because there was already 25 or so NPC shows up there. But when we moved it up north to Nevada, there was a little more room for that, and so we started to move forward with that. And I expect that's going to be huge. I know when we had it with the Frigno, we had 391 bodies. Or if you're in the South, they say 391 hard, so not including crossover. So it's a really big show. I think people enjoy to compete and have a lot more than just a competition going on. They compete for the day, but then they can attend seminars. They can meet their favorite pros. It's obviously the vendors, after parties. We have quite a bit that goes on. Of course, watching the 12 other sports.
So if spectators want to buy tickets or athletes want to register, where do they need to go to?
Oh, they can go to legionsportsfest.com and click tickets. They actually just went on sale a couple of days ago, and I got to tell you, they're selling fast. Tahoe show has been ridiculous. Tahoe show's this weekend, and VIP tickets sold out in a matter of days. Our premier tickets are now sold out for one of the days, and I'm seeing the same trend with the Legion. There's been pent-up demand because of the COVID-19 situation, so people are just dying to get out to shows. on top of that, there's limited tickets. So, I would recommend getting on there because these tickets are going really fast. And that's exciting to see that people aren't afraid to get out there and support their athletes.
Well, I think given everything that everyone has been through in 2020, I think all the pro shows that have gone on so far this year, they've been very exciting. They've been very well attended. There's been a real kind of an added level of layer of excitement, I think. So obviously, I think we're going to hope to see that continue with your show, because your show is really one of the best shows in the calendar for the Pro League and for the NPC. So Chris Minns, promoter of the Legion Sport Festival, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us on the Hype Show, and we look forward to reviewing your show when it's done and dusted, mate.
Awesome, man. Thank you, and I'll send you a link for the live stream.
Fantastic. Oh, yeah, we'll check that out. Okay, well, thank you, Chris, and we'll speak to you very soon.